Whoa, 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 whoa. I have some important news. We have a winner. Martin Hepworth has won the competition. So, with no further delay, let's continue with the video and see if we can fit a full-size spare into Kia eNiro 2020. Right, tomorrow I'm going to have my proper spare wheel fitted to the car and my alloys changed for steels. So we'll have a look at the spare wheel compartment. Take out the false floor. And we see we've got the normal Type 2 charging cable. We have a foam insert, and below that we've got a granny charging cable. We've got a bottle of gunk and a compressor to blow up the tyre a bit more. We've got our towing bolt, and we've got a screwdriver for some strange reason. But we'll take that out. It's retained in place by a proper screw that will hold the spare wheel when I get it. We've got a really deep space to store the spare wheel, and it looks like it's at least 10.5 inches deep. So it's 265 millimeters. So I'll put some covers for my steel wheels in there, and we can go off and get the spare wheel fitted and change the alloys for steels. Next part of the video shall be at the tyre fitters, getting them to do that for me. So I turned up at the tyre fitters and have videoed the whole thing, so anybody not familiar with the process can see what's involved. Some of my pupils probably would never have seen a tyre changed. But I have sped things up considerably, so it's not too boring for those used to having tyres changed. And hopefully there still might be some useful information for those not fully up to speed with some of the vagaries of tyre pressure monitoring valves. The car was placed on top of the ramp. Wheel nuts were slackened and then lifted up. All 4 wheels were removed. And you can see that the car was lifted using some rubber blocks to protect the car from any damage. The wheels were put on a machine to spin them around and remove them. The valves were removed. There was some concern that the valves might not fit my steels, but luckily they did. Then the old tyre is fitted to the new wheel. Zach went and checked what tyre pressure the car should be at, then puts it on the wheel balancing machine, which spins it very quickly and tells him where to put some lead weights. that was put onto the car. Then Mark came over and asked why I was having steels fitted to my car. I reminded him I was a driving instructor and I didn't want my wheels to be damaged. Zach then carried on removing old tyres and putting them on the new steel centres. In a moment we will see Mark using the balancing machine. If the wheels aren't balanced, you get vibration in the steering. It's quite speed specific, it's probably in a 5-mile-an-hour range, but it can be anything from 30 to possibly 60. And if you find the wheel shakes strangely between say 35 and 40 miles an hour and then stops, almost certainly it's a wheel balance that's fallen off. Zach then went on to fit my proper spare. He fitted an ordinary valve, as if it had a tyre pressure monitoring valve fitted, the car only expects to find 4, and if it finds 5, it just can't deal with it. I chose a Michelin Cross Climate tyre. I've been using these for many years. Excellent in the winter when it's cold and deals with snow very, very well indeed. In the summer, it offers wonderful grip and longevity as well. A very, very good tyre. After releasing the air from the tyre, that clamp squeezed the tyre away from the centre, making it easy for him to change it. The car had all 4 wheels fitted, and then we went to fit the spare. Things did not go as I had hoped, so end of part 2 of 3. Fitting the spare, as I said, was quite difficult and impossible to film whilst maintaining social distancing. So I've gone home and reenacted what happened in the garage the day before. As you can see, we've got a huge void which should easily take the wheel. But when we tried to fit the tyre, it wouldn't go forwards, backwards. So we discovered what the screwdriver was for. Following in ATS's rapid working system, I now demonstrate removing the panels and try again to fit the tyre and find that the front panel prevents it from going in. So 4 more screws removed and we'll try the tyre, and it sort of goes in, not terribly. The retaining bolt is not long enough, and as I say, the wheel rocks badly. It certainly doesn't get to the bottom of the well designed to hold the spare wheel. Obviously here eNiro's initially came out with slightly smaller diameter wheels. At the tyre fitters, Mark and Zach suggested I got a large sledgehammer. Didn't like that myself. Personally thought an angle grinder and welding the well up might be an option. I got some padding and that stopped the rocking quite considerably, and we'll see whether we can sort of build the car around the wheel now. So the front panel goes in side panels go in. The other side. Put in some shocking blocks. Fitting the ordinary tyre valve actually makes things much easier. Having a standard rubber valve allows the cap to be removed and the valve to be gently moved up, so you could take a tyre pressure with the spare in the car without having to remove it, which, as we've discovered, is quite a bind. So put in some reflective tabbards, the screwdriver and a scissor jack I got from a national motor factor. I was going to transfer my extending wheel nut wrench. Very useful to give you that extra mechanical advantage when removing wheels. However, it comes with a 17-19mm combination socket, but Kia used 21mm nuts to hold the wheels on, so I purchased a special air wrench socket with plastic sleeve to protect the alloys, although an ordinary 21mm socket would have done, as I no longer have alloys fitted. So that was put into the spare wheel, together with a fluorescent reflective waterproof jacket, as my personal experience is that most punctures occur in the rain. And the floor is replaced. I hope you found the video interesting and will click the thumbs up icon, share, comment and of course subscribe. I'm really amazed at how quickly this channel has grown, and thank you all for your support. Hope to see you all at my next video. Bye!